So I just found out that every time that I Dasani, everybody looks at me like I'm weird. They're like, "Why do you drink that? It's pool water. It tastes like crap." But I have to remind people, like, I bought this like maybe 2 days ago, and I just refilled it with my purifier. But that's about it. But like today, I was asked, "Ew, you like Dasani?" I don't know. I just like water. I don't know.
That's
BC.
swamp. It's swamp water.
But it's not swamp water. It's not Dasani. It's actually like filtered water from my home. It's just the bottle.
It
But
will always.
I got asked today. They're like, "Ew!" Like one of the girls I work with, she's like, "Ew, you like that stuff? It's like chlorine." I'm like, I've never drank chlorine before, so I couldn't, whatever. So
To me, it will always be Desiree water. So no matter what.
oh man. But what's going on, man? Happy New Comic Book Day Eve. Happy Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days after Shazam. We will get into Shazam a little bit down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of 6 days because a lot of people don't realize that the movie actually came out on Thursday. A lot of people think it comes out Friday legit because that's what the commercials say. But unfortunately, it comes out Thursday. But you've seen it. I've seen it. I started watching it in an empty theater.
Mhm.
6 people came after. How about you? Was your theater empty? Did it fill up a little bit after?
Nope. It was just me and my buddy, man. Like, we went for a 9:30 showing, and normally
What day? What day?
It was on Sunday, and normally, for any comic movie, there's at least a few people, at least another group of people. You know what I mean? There was nobody. It was completely empty. So we took full advantage, feet up, hollering at the TV, at the screen.
Man, I try. That's what I do when I go in there. Like, I put my feet up. As long as no one's in front of me or like close to it, like I'll put my feet up. But
Yeah.
my wife is always like, "Put your foot down. Put your foot down. Be polite. Your feet are dirt." And I'm like, "Oh my god." But yeah, I ended up going with my wife. We used it as date night. So I was excited. It was cool. But she's not really into the DC stuff. She's more into Marvel, like Guardians of the Galaxy is her thing. So
How mad was she after that movie?
You know what? I could hear her like just like and like just moving around and just like
Yep.
And there was parts, and we'll get into it a little bit down the road, but yeah, there were some parts that she was just like, you could just tell she was just pissed off. And the fact that I told her it was a 2-hour movie before we got there, she was like, 2 hours? I'm like,
yeah,
sorry. I mean, and I try to like be, the smart ass. I was like, hey, Titanic was 3 hours. Right? So, but yeah, we'll get into Shazam a little bit down the road. We got news to get up on. We got a little update on swag stuff. And then, of course, we got the Newbieverse. We got a new comic book day and, saying hello to a few people. Big things happened this weekend. Our friend Greg Rocksteady was in the house, was in Eastern Canada. He was at the Toronto Comic-Con show with myself, Just Cruz, Dave Mason, Tim, Sam Rockwell was there. There was a few Canadians, so it was pretty dope to have those guys there. It was nice to see Greg. I haven't seen Greg in 6, 7, 8, 9 months almost. So it was nice to finally, just talk shop and actually be, physically present. So yeah, it was kind of cool, man. You missed out. Out.
That's what I wanted to ask you was, one, how was the con? Good books? How did it go?
No. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
We got there, and it's always been in the same place. So we got there going into the front doors where we thought it was, right outside the Rogers Center or Sky Dome, depending on how old you are. And me and Cruz looked at each other and we're like, where is everybody? Because usually it's like packed. There's people taking pictures outside, everything. Nobody was there. We go in and they're like, oh, you got to go to the north building because they switched the venue. Okay, so we went and literally, man, right from the top, because you can see like everything over the convention center. We automatically were like, there's got to be a different building. Like me and Cruz looked at each other and we're like, there was no comics. Like you looked around and you're like, where are the comics? And this is like bird's eye view. You're looking down. You don't see any comics. We get down. We take the escalator down. We go into the security thing. We show them our media passes and all that. Yeah, media passes. Yeah, fancy. Um,
Oh,
and you know what's funny is we only got in like 5 minutes before anybody else. Like it wasn't like a big deal, right? So anyway, so we get in, and then we meet up with Tim, we meet up with Dave Mason, and Dave Mason, the first thing he says is, "Hey guys, there's only like 6 comic book vendors."
yeah.
And we all just looked at each other like, "No way! Like there's got to be another room. There's got to be like an alley. There's got to be a backstage, like something." Dude, it was literally 6 vendors. It wasn't any new books.
So
Yeah,
I'm guessing every other vendor was just selling those action figures from the dollar stores.
swords, anime. There was a lot of art. There was yeah, there were the swords, like just all that anime stuff. That was it. Funkos, mystery, Asian action figures, things like that. But yeah, you know what's funny is those action figures, man.
Yeah.
Like the 2 vendors were selling them for $25 a piece, or 25, and one was selling it for $20, and it was just like,
Jeez.
what the like, it was crazy because I literally was like, I could just go down the street at the dollar store down the street and they had the exact same ones. Like there was,
Yeah.
it was just insane. So
Artists I know, like most cons, there's tons of artists, selling their prints and stuff like that. But I have noticed in the last couple of years, man, it's like more jammed with like manga stuff. You're getting a lot more, action figures, toys, and stuff like that than comics at a Comic Con, right? So
I don't know if I will go back in August, when like, so March is the Toronto Comic Con. In August they switch it to like Fan Expo, but it's the same. Like it doesn't change. And I always say that I'm like, I'm not gonna go because it's the same stuff, but like it's getting less and less comics. It's more everything else.
yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what to do because like it's annoying, man. Like literally we got there at like 10 o'clock. We were in the door at 10:15. We were done searching the boxes, looking for everything, like looking at everything. If anybody has ever hunted with me or Cruz, it's like like we know what we're looking for. The slabs, we talked to people. We were done by like 12:45, 1 o'clock.
Jeez. And you got in what?
10, 15, something like that. It was just insane, man. Like, but again, 6 vendors. That was it.
I just saw Cruz's comment.
What up? The con was doo-doo. Yeah. So we can touch on it a little bit later. There is another show. There is a comic book show happening in Mississauga, April 23rd. That's the show that a lot of it's all comics, but again, it's just it's done every 4 months, but every 4 months, unfortunately, it's the same books on the same wall for the same price.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, man, and Cruz, Tim, big shout outs to Wesley, because Wesley was there too. I totally forgot. I apologize, Wesley. But like they can even tell you, talk to any of these people. People are still selling books 2020 prices, 2021 prices. Nobody is selling at 2022, 2023 prices. Everyone is thinking it's 2020. It's insane to me. Like some books you were just like, hey, but like it's sold like this, like $300 cheaper, and they're like, oh no, once you add shipping. It's like, who's charging $300 for shipping? Like it was just
ship it here, bro.
Yeah.
Look, I'll be honest with you, man. Like Montreal Comic Con actually just started revealing their guests, and so far it's looking boring as shit. But when it comes to cons and books, like just comics, I find you score better deals and better books at these smaller conventions than actual big cons, right?
Yeah, big time. But we can talk about the con a little bit later. I got to give some shout outs to a few people, especially one in particular, like massive shout out. But let's say hello to the family, the community. Big shout outs to Dan Delatorre, silver for the US. Dan, I want to give you the gold, but if you want the silver, I mean, you can have the silver.
I'll take gold.
Yeah, we got to keep it in Canada. Michael, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
There you go.
Phil's Treehouse is in here. Phil, Mr. Wesley, we just saw each other. You know what? It's so funny. I told Greg, I was like, man, Wesley is tall. He literally just came out of nowhere. He's like, hey guys. I was like, holy shit, man. But Wesley's a solid dude. He actually got he did the smart thing. He went to all the signatures and everything like prior. And he skipped out all the lines. So that was pretty good of him.
Attaboy.
AOA. All right, here we go. Hold your ears, folks. It's showtime. AOA's in the house. Pearson, good evening, man. How you doing? Wesley.
Yeah, see?
Comic Chic, RP. I'm hoping we'll see you at the Mississauga show on the 25th. Mr. Tim is in the house. Yeah, Wesley saying, maybe six comic booths, and yeah, that was just it. Tim, I just followed the cosplayers. They know the way. Gotta be careful, man. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Some of them. You know what? The other thing that was there was like a lot of Star Wars thing, like people. And yes, I don't know if you saw, man. The first ever.
Oh, yes. Man. I saw that.
Wonder Man.
Nuts.
Greg looked at me and he goes, you have to take a picture. And I was like, oh, God damn it. So, yeah. Tim saying he was done by 1:30. Yeah, North 49. Toronto Comic-Con at Monte Casino is always decent. Yeah, that is actually 100% true. That's the second show. Mississauga and that one is probably the two best around this area. Niagara Comic-Con, you got your hands, tied. You gotta show me something special because it's been a while. But yeah. Well, let's get it going, man. Let's start the show. Because I could talk about the con, I could talk about Shazam pretty much all night, man. I've been talking about it all day. So yeah, let's get it going. And I will let you guys know, the last thing that we will talk about is Shazam. We will give you guys a head start. So just in case you have not seen the movie and you don't want it spoiled, we'll let you get out. But yeah, let's start the show, man. You ready?
Vamos.
Show 121 BC. I always ask, it doesn't matter who's on, but is it a medium? Is it a light? Is it a medium? Or is it a heavy week for you in New Comic Book Day?
I think it's pretty light, man. Like we're barely touching the medium side of the scale.
I agree. Well, let's get it going, man. First up, channel sponsors Back in Time Comics, and congratulations to both Brandon and Jess because they just announced that they're having their Stag and Dough. So if you're in the area, you're Canadian, you want to hang out with some comic people at a Stag and Dough, come hang out. July, that's when it's happening. But he's doing some fun things. Go check out his Facebook, CGC authorized dealer, and of course, use the app. He's got an app. You can get a lot of deals. You can also get a lot of points, reward points, and then you can get some free stuff. So make sure to go check out Back in Time Comics. And he's at 840, 50, something around there. 850, let's say 840 to 850 Instagram followers. So let's get the man up to 1,000. It's a great shop, great person. So go follow Back in Time Comics. Also, Mr. Bleeker Street. Bleeker, if you're here, if you're watching the rewind, I definitely gotta come get my books, man. I'm sorry. I know you said Monday or Tuesday, so we'll link up. But Back in Time or Bleeker Street Comics, $10 a press, $5 a clean, $10 a press.
There you go.
Sorry, I get excited, man. When I talk comics, I get excited.
Okay, I had last night. So.
But make sure to go and follow Bleeker as well. And if you're in Southern Ontario, you know the place. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's where he hangs out. All right, man. New Comic Book Day. Here we go. We got to start with the Dynamite Pick of the Week. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I forget what the Dynamite Pick of the Week is. So it's going to be interesting to see everybody's reaction, including your face, BC. So let's get it going. Oh, okay. No. I remember this.
No.
Yeah. Cherish number 5. The Virgin, $50. Yeah. There's so much detail in this, but I don't know why. But I'm turned on by this cover.
No kidding.
I'm really turned on. And I will say this is the first cleavage Dynamite Pick of the Week I've done in maybe a month. So just saying, don't hate. But again, Dynamite Pick of the Week, $50. I probably won't get this. Maybe if I see it in a dollar bin, who knows? But yeah, I'm totally passing it. And if you're new to the show, we just kind of want to show some love to one cover. I say we, but it's me. But I'm a team player. But this is the Dynamite Pick of the Week. What are your thoughts, BC?
I could understand why the wild side of Newbie picked this one, 100%. But I disagree. For Dynamite, you know how I am, especially when it comes to Spidey, ASM 100, homage cover, man. Gargoyles, look at that.
Nah.
Cover price, not $50 for that.
No.
Come on.
This is where it's at. This is where it's at. Dan Del Toro. You can tell when Newbie's wife isn't there. Actually, she is actually present. What the fuck? Come on, man. Hey, Tim, I can't bat 100 for 1,000 for everything. But Dynamite pick of the week, we don't. It's just more of a fun thing. All right, let's get the show going. First up, we got a new miniseries, Order and Outrage, $4.99 price tag. I was a little concerned, but thinking, maybe it should be $3.99. I get people are saying, well, it's just $1. Yeah, but then you can go to the dollar store and, pick up a Gatorade or something, read and drink. New miniseries. Got to be honest with you, I'm passing on it, but a few people are grabbing it. What about you?
I'm not picking it up, but I will give it a read online. If I dig it, I'll pick it up. But it's written by Starlin. Look at that. So
he's going to be at Niagara Comic Con June 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, just for the sake of Starlin, I'm giving it a read. If I see it in the wild, maybe I'll pick it up after the read, but that's about it.
It's a dark horse too, so I don't think it's going to be something that's heavily sought after, so you might get lucky. But yeah, I don't know. Passing. I know it's Jim Starlin, so everyone's like, oh, but I mean, let's be real. I mean,
hey, Starlin.
No, 100%. I just,
Starlin, bro.
from maybe a spec or an investment. I don't know where it goes. This just looks like it's going to be an interesting read. So that's kind of where I would go. All right, here you go, man. Spider-Man. So there's two covers that are actually coming out this week. So there's the Spider-Man one, and then there's the She-Hulk one, right?
No, there's the cover A, which has the character Way Up. I don't remember how to pronounce it.
Okay,
but I think that was it. Way Up.
We just don't want to offend anybody, so just. Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I believe that's his first cover because I haven't seen any other. I don't think he's going to be a big player, a big character within all these characters that have been popping up. But for the sake of read, definitely picking it up. And I went with cover A and B just because Spidey.
Yeah, you did say that. I got to be honest. I dig the blue. I like it. I like when they try to do those negative space. I mean, obviously this one isn't, negative space-esque all the way, right? Because you can still see the outline and things like that. Yada, yada, yada. For whatever reason though, man, I'm not liking the dude in the top corner. Like I don't like that. I like the code and the price and all that, like the old school vibe, right? I don't know. I just don't know where I like this one.
Bro, I'll be honest with you though, because Previews World has the background as blue. I saw somebody post the book and it seemed like it was white. I think it was a online comic shop that posted it and they scanned their books, right? And it showed up as white. I don't know if that was a scanning issue, but
could that be an error one maybe?
I have no idea, dude. So keep an eye out. I guess tomorrow I'm expecting to see blue as well. But like I said, it seems like on the scan when they uploaded it, it showed as white.
I wonder if shops would even put, like, even if they did have an error and it was a white cover, if they would even put those out.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Gonna keep my eyes open tomorrow then, for sure.
I don't think it's an error. I don't know. It seems they probably made a switch. I don't know.
I like it. All right, strictly a cover by because us Star Wars people, we just pick up everything. But we got Darth Vader number 32. Story wise, I couldn't tell you. Not reading it, I don't know if there's a first appearance, but it's Star Wars, so rolling the dice or flipping the coin. It might be easy to say yay. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with no, but you never know. But nevertheless, it is a straight cover buy. That's why people are picking it up. $3.99 price tag. Gee, what are you doing, man? You grabbing something like this or no?
Pepe Larraz. I agree on the cover, dude. It's a beautiful cover, but no, I've actually cut back on some of the Star Wars stuff, and this being one of them. I think Darth Vader, I ended up stopping at around issue 28. So
wow,
yeah, not too long ago. I've stopped. That's where I'm at.
I stopped at issue 3.
Oh, really?
Dr. Aphra. So a few years ago.
Damn.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Okay.
Started at issue 3, ended at issue 3. Like that's pretty much it for me.
I thought you were just the Star Wars guy. You know
No,
what I mean?
I might dress up like him for Halloween just to like, you know,
Okay.
be that guy. But yeah,
As Darth Vader or Darth Vader?
Darth Vader for sure. I just don't know because like, you know, Justin might like disown me and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this one. I mean, I'm trying to stay away from like the cover buy stuff. Like, I really just want to focus on like what I want. I do have a long box of things that like I bought, and yeah, I understand why I bought it, but at the same time, it's like I don't even want this stuff, and I can't even like give it away. You know, like I've priced a lot of my books at like $2, and you know,
No bites.
no bites, man. So like, I don't know. All right. This one going off the rails, but we got Catwoman number 53, the 1 in 50 variant. Now, for whatever reason, the image came up a little blurry. So it is not blurry. It's actually very like precise and dope, but I kind of fell in love with this at first glance. You know, and I'll be honest, I always, when it comes to like DC stuff, Smoka, you guys remember. I love her style, so like I always just go in to look to see what she's kind of doing. This is not her.
No.
But I kind of stumbled upon it just, you know, kind of looking for some of her stuff. But this is a 1 in 50. If you can find it cheap enough, I mean, these do kind of tend to hang around the 100, 150 mark for a little bit. So if you're, you know, kind of maybe looking for a little flip, I don't know. I don't know where the market is for it, but it's a sweet 1 in 50 variant for sure, man.
Dude, the 1 in 50s have been beautiful. This artist's name, I think, is Sweeney Boo or something like that.
Ooh, whoa.
Sweeney Boo. But yeah, so most of them have been incredible, but surprisingly on this particular issue, I find the cover A and B nicer. A is Nakayama. B, I don't
nicer than the 1 in 50.
I just prefer those styles of covers. Yeah, I find the Nakayama nicer than this one. That's my opinion.
Yeah, he's got awesome work for sure. All right. Well, I'm not getting it. I'm just, you know, I just put it out there. But if I do, you know, maybe find like a good deal for it, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Here, I found it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's this, like the title of Catwoman and everything like that. I don't know. All right, man. Do you want to talk about some mentions that maybe I didn't put up here? Like, is there a book that you're kind of maybe thinking about it?
Deceased. There is the War of the Undead Gods issue 7. It's the Purple Rain homage cover, which I think is awesome. There's the Milestone 30th anniversary with Static. There's going to be a first appearance of Static Beyond in there. So basically,
first appearance and first cover, correct?
I'm not too sure because on the cover, I don't know if he's on that cover A because cover A is the Flash 123 homage.
Where's Keys when we need him? He's a big Static fan. So
cover, but we'll see, man. I know the cover B's got that Batman Beyond on it, but I can't really tell if the character's on there. But yeah, so Virgil Hawkins from the future, I believe. So there's that. Superman 2. There's the Zerdy cover. That one's gorgeous, and it's also got the first appearance of Marilyn Moonlight. So
Moonlight.
It says that on the cover A. Like it literally says her name. And Carnage 11. Just to clear up, because yesterday I completely botched it, but Extremio is going to be there within this issue. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the character, but it seems that Carnage, we're going to see Extremio in some kind of a new form. So there's that going on. And the Mastrazzo cover is gorgeous. I don't know. Yeah, beautiful.
I'm shocked that you would pick that one, but yeah, Tim, you're right. I think the last Catwoman issue that like really had maybe a little bit of staying power, but again, as it was 2020, was that Catwoman 3, I think it was the first appearance of I don't know, like the other Catwoman, whatever. It was the one with like the panther or the lion or something like that. It was like a purple cover. I don't know. I remember just flipping those, but again, that was 2020, so I don't know. Outside of that, I mean, like even what is it? Catwoman, like the green one. There's another Catwoman one, but like you would always find it like very cheap. I remember Simple Man's and Bolo back in the day talking about it. But yeah, you're right. Catwoman doesn't really seem, her sidekick. Yeah. Doesn't really seem to have any staying power or longevity for sure.
You're talking about issue,
I think it's
23.
23. I knew there was a 3 in there. All right. You ready for some comic news?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it going, man. And there is one big, massive thing that happened, obviously, at Marvel in the last 24 hours, 24 to 35 hours, but we'll probably won't touch on that. But
if you want, I mean, we could touch on it without the slide.
Sure. Yeah, we could do that. All right. Well, let's get it going. So Thunderbolts is reportedly expected to start filming from June 12th. I will say that, I put that up here just basically because we're going to probably get information. We're probably going to get, some casting of maybe players that we don't know, especially with how the leaks and all that stuff is happening. It's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. But, this is a big group. There's a big team. So I'm interested to see it. Also, I'm interested to see Captain America #6 go up because Bucky is supposedly like the leader of this group, which I think is going to be very interesting just with the dynamic of, the douchebag on his right and with Yelena. I'm still unsure if Ghost is going to show up there. I just feel like it's just going to be like a whole mess. And I think that the show is just basically going to be, primarily all of them fighting for one cause, but doing it, 5 or 6 different ways, depending on how big this team is. So I think it's going to be more of a one of those drama series, I guess you could say, more so than superheroes. But I'm just excited, man. I really am. Love Bucky, love Yelena. 2 books that are fairly cheap right now. I mean, all these characters' books, first appearances, are cheap. People are sleeping on them. When people aren't talking about something, it's probably the best time to go buy. I did it myself. I just picked up a 9.8 BC. I talk about this every time I bring up Bucky. I sold a 9.6 at the beginning of Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier, 9.6, and I sold it for $500, 5 or 6, I can't remember. Now I just picked up a 9.8 for $250. It's crazy, but when you're not looking, that's when you can find deals.
Yeah, dude. But like Pearson's saying, man, it's low at the moment, and it's a book that I'm surprised to see pretty low, given that it's Bucky, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. OG character.
Exactly, man. Especially, well, I mean, after Winter Soldier, I thought it would even pick up higher than it did, and surprisingly, it didn't. Great book to own. I would like to have both covers side by side. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cover A is definitely, the lower one for sure. The other one's got Hitler or the Wastika. Do I have the Wastika? Yeah, that one kind of has like a half Wastika. So yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, who gives a shit? Like it's Bucky. You got Bucky and Cap side by side, man, and 9.8. That's a beauty right there. But speaking of this, Thunderbolts, man, good. I'm happy to see it starting to film. I'm pumped as hell. I'm hoping they kind of give it that, I guess you could say, Suicide Squad feel to it. You know what I mean? Where clearly they're a bunch of dysfunctional characters. I think Bucky's the most stable, but I mean, at any point, who knows, right? Start whispering a few words into his ears and things might switch. But no, I'm excited as hell, and I'm curious to see if there's going to be any other characters that we've yet to hear about join this crew. So
I think that's going to happen. They always kind of throw that one in there, but again,
there's been a lot of names already, like Ghost and stuff like that.
Yeah, but Ghost, I kind of assumed would be there because there was rumors of her just coming back.
Yeah.
The big key here is the fact that, yes, while they are slated to start filming, it's not something that we're going to see in probably 2, maybe 3 years. I really don't think so. Just with everything that they've put on pause, even Secret Invasion, even Loki 2, like we were supposed to get it earlier. Now we're maybe possibly getting it a little bit down the road. So we'll see. But again, just take some advice and buy what you want. But what I'm saying is, if you are always looking for deals and you're looking for books to flip, if you can be patient enough, the characters in this picture right here, all these books are slashed, dice, boom, 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 from the prices that they were selling when their shows or they were slated to come out. So Yelena in Kate Bishop, in Black Widow, like the book is nothing. Red Guardian, same thing. Ghost's book has been nothing for a long time. It's a tough 9.8 to find. You're probably better off if you're going to flip it, probably buying and getting a deal, already slabbed. Bucky, same thing. I just told you, it's probably like $250 Canadian.
Yep.
And then US Agent. I mean, they're cheap. So if you're interested, get them now because it's a good way to make some money. The deals you can get these days are bonkers.
I agree, bro. Colossus is my side quest brother right there. But
he's actually like kind of local to me. He's like a Burlington guy. I've sold to him through Whatnot and stuff like that.
Oh, nice, cool.
So I know him. But he says he bought Valentina tonight for a great deal. Yeah, same thing. And again, all these books were on top 10 list, not number 10, not number 9. We're talking like 1, 2, or 3 at the height, and they were selling all the time. So you got to think people are gonna, it's gonna catch up. Ghost's first app is a sloppy Iron Man book. It's a sweet Iron Man book.
No, it's not.
All right, guys. Big news. Ana de Armas is reportedly being eyed to join the cast of Spider-Man spin-off El Muerto. I put this in here because, well, my wife knows that Anna is actually number 2 on my females list.
But she's not a redhead.
What?
She's not a redhead.
No, that's okay. That's all right. But she's up there. She's up there. So I had to put it on. Here's the thing. She's a big time actress. If you don't believe me, go Wikipedia her. She's in a lot of stuff, a lot of big movies. I think this is good for the show simply because, you got Bad Bunny being El Muerto. He's going to be the bad guy. Still not sure how I feel about this. Like, I never really fell for the vibe, like the book, the character. When this thing was popping off, I didn't really care for it. I don't care for it now. I know Just Cruz is still trying to look for a 9.8 in the wild. Like he has some books that he's like, man, I only want to find them in the wild. So like, kudos to him. But I'm not going after the book. I have some some, what's the word? Some reserves about, what they're going to do here, if at all, but we'll see. But if they're getting big time actresses or big time actors to do some of these roles, they're going to be around for a bit. So
can I be honest? I think this movie's going to be a chunk of shit.
Big time. 100%.
I'm not even going to give it the time of day. And fun fact, okay, look at this. November 2023 has Kraven the Hunter dropping. This is slated for January 2024.
It's not happening. None of those are happening.
And February 2024 has Madam Web. So this movie is sandwiched in between 2 horrible slices of bread.
Can you repeat the dates? Repeat the dates again?
So you got Kraven coming November 2023. You've got this in January 2024, and you got Madam Web February 2024.
None of those are happening at that specific time. I'm telling you right now. There's no way. There's no way. We're not even getting Secret Invasion in the right time, man. And that's been done for a while. It's been on the shelf.
But hey, listen, congrats to her if she's being reportedly casted for this movie. But again, I have zero faith in this movie. I think it's going to be a load of crap. Sony, we've said it many times, man. I think it's got to give up at this point and just I hope it gets bought out by Apple or something. You know what I mean?
Think Sony just says, we're going to put this stuff out, but their only way of actually possibly making money is actually getting the actors and actresses.
Dude,
you're going after A-list, right? Like even Dakota, what's her name? Dakota Johnson, I think it is. Like she's not like A+, but she's definitely an A- on there. Like she's got big movies.
Yes, but look, let's take Morbius, for example, okay? Sony dropped Morbius on us, and that movie opened to $39 million in the box office on the opening weekend.
Shazam had what, 30 and a half?
Shazam had 30 and a half. So those are the 2 worst movies post-pandemic to drop, okay? So, actually, wait, Morbius, yeah, we could say it was still towards the end, but regardless, man, Sony, dude, no one's got faith in that. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Remember, Morbius and Vulture at the end of that movie said, "Hey, we need more guys like us."
Who gives a shit?
Kind of hinting at like a different style of maybe Sinister Six or something.
Okay,
But
you
yeah,
heard what happened at the end of Shazam. I won't get into details till the end, but does anyone
wait
give a
till the
shit?
end.
Does
Wait till the end.
anyone give a shit?
Actually, I didn't stay. I didn't stay to the end of Shazam. I will admit, if there's an end credit, I didn't see it.
There's two of them.
No, I didn't see it. See, I could have cared less, but we'll get into it. All right. This is BC. I'm not even going to spend a lot of time on this one, but this is a no-brainer. I think that you have to have Echo with the way things ended. I will repeat what I said at the end of what show was it? Kate Bishop? Is that the one she showed? Yeah, Kate Bishop.
Yep.
Or Hawkeye. Sorry,
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. They're in the alley. She's with Kingpin. I think that Kingpin shoots her or somebody associated with Kingpin. The way we get her is she's going to be in the hospital or, in some factory or something like that. I'm kind of, I got to be honest with you. This is not going to be something that people agree with. It's not going to be something that people like, I don't think. But I'm actually excited for Echo. I don't know why. I like the character. I like those Daredevil books. I was always chasing issue 9, 10, 11. Once I started reading them, I realized, whoa, wait a minute. CGC is messing up here. Number 9 is the first appearance of Maya Lopez. 10 is the first cover. 11 is the first Maya Lopez as Echo. And that's what sometimes people, don't understand. But I'm looking forward to it. Here's where I kind of have some nervous thoughts. Is when we had her in those scenes in Hawkeye, it was quiet. Like when she was doing her, like the sign language and stuff like that, and the scenes with her and that other guy that crossed her or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you have silence. You don't have anything. So like I don't know how that's going to transpire or be on screen. So I don't know. That's the only worry for me, but I do think that she obviously needs different characters to be around her. You know what I mean? Like you can't just have Echo. So I could kind of see the Echo show even having Daredevil or maybe a She-Hulk, something. You know what I mean? Like it can't just be Echo, can it?
I think it's inevitable 100%. And Lords, I agree 1000%, dude. Especially with the Spider-Verse movie that's coming out soon with Miles.
June 2nd.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's that.
But have you seen the latest? There was like some poster. I don't know if it was fan made, but like Tom Holland is coming through. So if they go that route,
rumored. That has been rumored though. So
yeah,
I don't know. I just don't want to get. Here's the thing. I don't want the movie to be ruined. So I don't want like all this hype to be built up for it. And then when I go to watch it, it's like, oh, I already knew this. Oh, this. Oh, this. So like I just kind of want to like enjoy it because you know what? The first one is arguably top 5, superhero. And I have to say superhero because it can't just be Marvel or DC. It's superhero. Yeah. For me, it's a top 10, top 5 for sure. So
but back to this, when it comes to Echo, one, this is clearly inevitable. Echo needs to be tied to Daredevil within the MCU. It just makes perfect sense. I know a lot of people were speculating on the Born Again story arc with Daredevil. Once they saw the title, people were buying up those books, but I'm not too sure. I don't think that's the route they're going to be going. Daredevil itself actually just started filming. So I saw some photo of Matt Murdock back.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, they were filming on Friday. Yeah, that scene where he's like outside with that lady, right? I can't remember what her role is. Yeah.
To touch on these two characters so far from what we've seen within the MCU, Daredevil being in She-Hulk. Yes, I know Daredevil. Matt Murdock is a playboy. I get it. But there was just something about his portrayal that just kind of threw me off from, the Daredevil we've all come to know. But I'm still greatly looking forward to see what they bring with Matt Murdock in the MCU. Now, Echo, dude, I get what you mean, but that's just who she is. You know what I mean? She's not capable of speaking. That's where she's at. But I just didn't like the actress. I find the actress did not make me feel like she was Echo.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah. That's just me being completely honest. I didn't feel like she embodied Echo, especially in comics, man. Like, Echo. She's a
so I gotta say something, and I'm not at work, so I don't have to, but I work for like a big company. like entertainment wise here in Niagara Falls. So like I actually got the privilege of meeting her like maybe a year and a half before the show came out. And I didn't even know that she was even playing in the thing or anything like that. But I got to meet her because they were talking about this like actress or whatever. So she was kind of in like one of these areas, and I actually got to like go meet her and like talk to her. She actually asked me like, hey, what are the tourist spots in Niagara Falls? So I actually like gave her a few things. And if you go back to her like Instagram, you could see that she actually went to these places. So like basically Newbie showed Echo Niagara Falls.
Wow.
So that's kind of how I like to view it. So I don't know, maybe I'm biased with it. With the departure of Victoria Alonso and return of Bob Iger, I think that's what the cause of delay. Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. And again, right? What have we been saying for a long time? Quality over quantity, right? I think in the last 2 years, especially COVID and till now, it's literally just been like, all right, let's just throw shit, like let's just do shit.
I don't know if because I know we're gonna speak on this topic in just a bit, but from what I've seen with Victoria Alonso now leaving, dude, a lot of people are coming out on Twitter and social media and stuff like that. There was this one guy that I saw earlier today. I think his name is Chris Lee or something on Twitter.
Okay.
Dude, people apparently have been saying that she was a bitch to work with. Like, she was very difficult. So,
really?
Yeah. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. Again,
damn.
Probably just people being people at this point.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But people, you could ask for an autograph and you say no, I'm busy, and then people, make shit up about you. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Switching gears. James Gunn says the Batman Part 2 is coming out as early as it possibly can.
Wow.
What does James Gunn got to do with this? This has nothing to do with him. This is just like something that they've already started to even do even before he was in power. I don't get it. I hope they don't rush it and make it something like Shazam. I don't think they will, simply because the first one, I mean, I'll be the first to admit, we were throwing everything and anything at DC for getting, what's the guy's name? Robert Pattinson, right?
Yep.
Like we were like, oh, this guy's terrible. He's a vampire, blah, 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 right? He actually killed the part. He played a really good. This is one of my favorite Batman movies. I'm not putting it in the top 10. I'm not even going to tell you where I have it, but he did a good job. The movie was great. I can't wait for a part 2. I love these off things or elsewhere stuff that they're doing. DC, you've heard me say, like what they did with Joker. If they did that with Riddler or Mr. Freeze, I think they got something really good there. But yeah, I mean, I hope they don't rush it. Just keep doing what you're doing. When it comes out, it comes out, but don't rush it, right? I think this is just James Gunn just trying to like have DC be more relevant, I guess.
Yeah. The only thing that bothers me with this whole Elseworld stuff is it feels very much like when Marvel kicked off with the whole MCU stuff, we were getting other movies like Logan, we were getting the Fantastic Four reboot, which was complete trash. We were getting all these movies that just did not tie in. And then Sony, being Sony, dropping Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. It kind of feels like that, right? Where it's kind of going to get confusing for the average viewer. So perfect example would be my colleagues. My colleagues have no idea with, the MCU being the main thing and then those not being part of that. So this is what we're getting again now. With DC, we have these Elseworld. There's like 7 projects left to come out or something. So I'm all for it. I actually really enjoyed the first one. I think I put it up there as one of the better Batman movies. I'm definitely not on the Heath Ledger level, but I would say
that's impressive.
Yeah, but it's up there. I would put it in the top 3, my opinion.
Yeah.
So again, I'm pumped, but it just sucks knowing that none of this ties into anything that we're going to be seeing moving forward.
Something that I'm kind of excited for, and I don't know if it's just because I saw the trailer last night again for the first time, and it was just like, the sound and everything. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm kind of excited for Flash. Moving on.
So is someone else.
Oh God. All right, this one might touch a lot of people's hearts. Actually, just before we went live, and I was actually watching Lords because I usually do just before our show, but I was just scrolling through. I had them in the background. I was scrolling through Facebook, And there's actually a trailer or a leaked scene of the final fight scene for this movie, and it's on Facebook right now. Some people are going a little crazy, being like, why would you post this? Some people are loving it. But, you know, we got the late Power Ranger star, rest his soul, but Jason David Frank's final film, Legend of the White Dragon.
Yep.
It is coming out Labor Day. Now, please don't throw rocks at me. I live in Canada, Canadian. Labor Day, is it? It's the same with the US, right? Or is it a week after, or is it a week before ours? Like, I can't remember.
I know it's in September for us.
Yeah, it's September for us, but like I don't know if it's like a week before or a week after for them. But that's when this is coming out. And I'm super excited, man. I'm not the biggest Power Ranger fan, but like when I came to Canada, this was one of the biggest shows that I watched. Like I remember at recess, you know, just before somebody tried to take my Dunkaroos because I didn't speak English, I would morph and I would fucking throw karate chops and this and yeah. So yeah, that was my thing. Even at work to this day, I you know, like there's a few people, they tell me, hey, you know, Joel, go do this. And I'm like, it's morphin' time. And like people just look at me like, what is wrong with you?
You must make Zordon so proud. If you were a Power Ranger, what color would you be?
Oh, I'd be green just because like, you know, I'm a rebel, you know.
Not white.
No, I'd be green and then like I would get white eventually. Yeah.
Okay. So you start off bad. I get it.
Yeah. Sure.
Speaking of this though, this release on Labor Day weekend, I don't know if you guys heard us last night, Comic Kingpins, but we're actually planning to meet up. We're all scattered throughout Canada. We actually want to meet up to watch this. So open invite. It's looking like Ottawa is going to be the location.
Yeah. Ottawa. Okay. All right. I gotta, you know, give somebody his flowers. Because one, I mean, it's no secret, but like Pressable Defects, great dudes, great spec. They're on it. They actually, and big shout outs to Jay. Jay was actually talking about this book like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. We did like a spec video. Wow, tongue twister. We did a spec video. It's still on the channel, both channels. But he actually talked about this, and he was actually, you know, people were throwing stones at him, like, no, this can't be anything, yada yada yada. Then it blew up like 2 months later, and now this. Now here's the thing. I saw this like 2 years ago, and now I'm seeing it again.
Yep.
There's smoke. There's got to be fire. There's tons of rumors. But sometimes rumors just tend to kind of die out. This one is kind of creeping up again. I don't know. I kind of believe it. I don't know how they're going to do it, to be honest with you. With everything that's happening in Armor Wars, I don't see it. But, I mean, I've been surprised before.
Dude, speaking of those books, though, besides speculation, I think it's some of Clayton Crane's better work. I think the covers are beautiful. Now, yeah, I totally see this happening, man. Armor Wars, if you would pop in, man, I think it would be badass. It's just, I try to think of how it would tie in. I highly doubt this would be his first point of making way into the MCU, would it?
Yeah.
And if it would be, how would it tie in? I think that's the question that I'm a little puzzled by. But
yeah, that's the thing, especially with some of the characters we've already spec'd on, or we've kind of heard some rumblings, or they've kind of did their hair a certain way to kind of come back into this. You know, Justin Hammer, you know, things like that. Rescue, you know, Morgan possibly. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know where they're going to go, because I also do think that they're probably going to tie in a lot of Iron Man, Tony Stark stuff to this. So we shall see. But I don't know. It wouldn't be the worst thing that happened, to be honest with you. All right. Probably the biggest news that has happened since 2020. BC, we've talked about this many times. As much as it seems like it's a joke, or it was maybe 6 months ago, it is no longer a joke. Things are getting real. There's supposedly leaked footage. I actually had made the comment of Mephisto possibly coming where you least expected. So I said, hey, maybe Mephisto comes in the Ironheart show, or possibly Armor Wars. Those were the two that I kind of had circled. But we're getting a lot of rumors right now, man. You know, Marvel Studios is supposedly shooting a special presentation focused around the character. There's leaked photos supposedly around the internet. I haven't seen any. Pressable Defects actually said that they had some in their show last night.
I have, if you want to see.
Yeah, pull it up if you can. But like it's finally happening. Silver Surfer #3 should be a top 10 book for, you know, that book is going to take you to the moon. You're probably going to buy a new Tesla. You're probably going to,
Put her on the big screen.
Oh man.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's Ironheart too. Look at that. Woo!
Now, does that not look like the 5th member of Kiss on the?
So I was just gonna say, when I just saw it, I was like, okay, is this Kiss? But I don't know. He's gonna have to play a darker role than he's used to. It's not gonna be as funny, right? Depending on what they do with him. I mean, if they go that funny route,
no, they won't. They won't. I'll be honest with you. I think Sacha Baron Cohen is a fucking great choice because he's got acting chops. We've seen him bring to life so many characters that like now we associate to him. Like example, Borat. You can't look at this man and not think of Borat. The Dictator was fucking hilarious. Yeah. So many good characters he's brought to life, and I think he's gonna kill it. He's gonna kill it completely when it comes to Mephisto portrayal, though. From what we've seen with these leaks, I'm not too sure, man. Like we'll see. We said it as well a bit yesterday, but I do think you're gonna need some CGI help on portraying Mephisto. I don't think it could be someone in a suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm interested, right? Like, I think we all are. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how they bring this character. I mean, for a long time, we were always talking about how, like, the representation of the devil or anything close to it, how it was going to, affect, the money and this and that. And like, if they could do this because of China but I guess everybody's just kind of like, forget China. Like, we're just going to do this anyway. I don't know. I just hope it's good. It's going to be an Ironheart. I know it was rumored for it. I see some comments saying like, hey, it was already rumored or it was already announced. But I mean, like, I'm kind of taking it back a little bit. If you follow the show, we've been talking about it for quite a bit because, let's face it, the running joke anytime there's a show or anytime there's a movie is, hey, there's Mephisto, right? We get that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where it's like, that's Mephisto, right? How many times did we do it in Loki or, anytime there's like a red scene, we're like, oh, that's Mephisto, right? So we're finally getting it. Silver Surfer 3 is, going to take you to the moon. So if you have a few copies, you're probably a big boy now. You're probably buying a penthouse suite. You're probably driving a nice Tesla because, yeah.
Yeah, but from what I had seen, someone made a comment last night as well. I forgot who it was, but it makes perfect sense how a special presentation is being filmed right now, even on the set of Agatha. So I guess that's their way of saving costs, but maybe we'll get it sooner than later.
You think? Yeah, but Agatha is supposed to come out, or they're supposed to start filming. I think they were supposed to already start maybe April, May. I keep getting it mixed up with like the Blade stuff, right? Because like, now they're starting again or redoing it. So it's just kind of like whatever. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I wouldn't put it past them. I don't think Mephisto shows up necessarily in the show. I think maybe there's like certain things in the background and maybe like an end credit at the end of the show. But I don't think that he would just show up and be like, hey, it's me. Like I just don't see it. So We'll see. All right, let's finish off with something that we both loved to hate this weekend.
Yep.
Oh man. All right. So guys, if you haven't seen it, I do apologize, but we do need to talk about it because nobody's talking about it really. They don't garner like the attention like Marvel, unfortunately, and I want them to. I want them to be successful. People are like, Noob, you're always hating on DC. I don't hate DC. Let's go into the Newbie verse. My personal profile here, Newbie Comics. If you actually read down, I did put my pros and cons, and I did put, a lot of people were like, hey, Noob, why did you put like such a weird, like stupid rating, 3.86? Here's what's happening. I gave it a stupid rating because this was a stupid movie. You had Billy Baxter who was supposed to be like a 17-year-old kid at the time, act more mature than when he is actually, the character of Shazam. Now, BC, I'll let you take, first. I'm polite. I'm a gentleman. So you can go first. Let us know your pros, cons, what your rating was.
Dude, I gave it a 5.69 just because we're putting extra numbers. But
5.69. Okay.
Yeah. But nah, man, it was. Look, are we going full spoilers or no?
Yeah, bring it, man. It's been 6 days.
So, just to begin with, the story itself, one, fell flat. It was all over the place. The villains did not seem menacing at all. I kind of took it as a joke at a certain point. So I was like, yeah, like.
How are they sisters?
Well, no, it was just.
But how are they sisters? You have an Asian woman. It looks like a Latin woman, and then you have an older, Caucasian woman. It's like,
well, we're brothers from another.
No, 100%. But like, it's like, I don't know. Continue.
But yeah, no, it's just it did not stick at all. Like, it was one of those movies that I swear I would not watch again unless I needed something to, like, I'm flipping the channels at night and it's on and I need to fall asleep. But it really fell flat, man. Like, across the map. The jokes felt forced. I get, they're kids at the end of the day. It is going to have that kiddie feel to it. Characters like Mary felt completely useless within this movie. I can't even recall one moment where she stood out other than herself looking the way she did, right?
Which that's the one thing that I was like, even though we saw the trailers, right? She was the only one that didn't change. It's like, okay, she doesn't change. How do people not like?
Yeah, I know. A lot of people were shitting on Ant-Man Quantumania when the ants took out Kang, but here we got unicorns at the end, man. It was just fucking weird. So I don't know. It did not sit well. I literally in the movie, I kept looking over to my buddy and I was like, "The fuck is going on, man? Like, this is just not good." Now, the post-credit scenes, you said you did not.
I did not see them, so this is a spoiler for me. This is new.
So, it turns out that in the first post-credit scene, you have basically Shazam's being recruited to join the Justice Society, right? So at this point, makes sense, right? Because with everything that happened within Black Adam, so you would think something is going to come of it. But now,
who's he getting recruited by?
I forgot who it was, but I can't remember if it was one or two people. But anyways, he's getting recruited, and now The Rock's already said his goodbyes to the DC universe. Like, there's nothing that's gonna come of this. So it's kind of like this entire movie is pointless. By the time you get to that post-credit scene, you're like, what's the fucking point, right? So there was that. Now, I don't know if you've seen, apparently The Rock and the character here that plays Shazam, I don't remember his name, the actor.
Zach Levy.
Yeah. So apparently The Rock was very persistent. I was going to say adamant, but that was too much of a pun. He was very persistent on starting to build around himself and Superman, and that's why he did not get a post-credit scene, or any appearance at all within that movie. So it kind of shows, I don't know, a poor side to The Rock, in my opinion, if that is true. But given how they treated this in the first post-credit scene, it seems that the intent was there to have Shazam and Black Adam meet. I just don't see where any of this is going anymore. Now it makes no sense at all. And I believe the second post-credit scene was just Mr. Mind. So,
yeah, I'm glad I didn't, stay and watch that. I'm more comfortable with you just telling me.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: when you started, when I said, "Hey, let us know what your, what your feelings are about this movie," you started immediately by saying the spoilers. So Wonder Woman, obviously showing up and things like that. That was probably the highlight of the movie. A lot of the jokes were forced 100%. Like the Fast and the Furious stuff, it's like, okay, I get it. Haha. There was a few laughs in the theater, but there was also like 7 people when I went. If you guys saw the video that I had posted, there was nobody when we got there. And then, like, just as the lights were going down, like 5 or 6 people showed up. I don't know. I think a lot of it was forced. The story's just out of nowhere. The sisters aren't believable at all.
Oh, and dude, it's funny that you're mentioning this now, Wonder Woman. If you saw the trailer, the teaser trailers leading up to the movie, that was the big moment at the end of the movie, right? That Gal Gadot shows up. They completely spoiled that. So, for me, that just comes off as a sign that DC themselves had no faith in this, and it's like, let's just throw everything at the wall, see if it sticks. We'll put it in the fucking trailer and hope people go watch this movie, because clearly no one's got faith.
Yeah. And, I saw a report about Zach Levy just, kind of upset that people are like shitting on the movie and stuff like that. But it's like, wait, what do you want?
Them?
You know what I mean? Like, we all saw it. I mean, we're not, I'm not out here hating on anybody's work. I'm just rating it how I would. Would I see this movie again?
No.
Here's the other thing. They all out of nowhere, like Mary, for example, you touched on it. They did nothing with the story. You go one scene from her like just being a superhero to the next scene, her being like, oh my God, Billy, you're gonna get kicked out of the home because you're 18. There is no storyline about that. It's just thrown right out there. Then we cut back to the next scene and she's drunk. And then they lose their powers. And then all of a sudden near the end, the mom, Rosa's like, Billy, I need to see you. There was no character building with the family and the kids throughout the whole movie.
Oh, dude. And it was so predictable too,
Yeah.
right?
You know what I mean?
That girl in his class that ends up being one of the 3 sisters, like.
Yeah, it was tough. I would say Steve the Pencil or Steve the Pen. That was cool. The unicorns and the Skittles. Like, my wife turned to me, she's like, how much money do you think Skittles got for that? Or how much, it's like, holy, like, I don't know. It just seemed like very forced. The fact that they kind of let this thing go the way they did after James Gunn said he watched it and seen it, and they're like, yeah, let's let it ride. I don't know. It just kind of shows you, like you said, right? They're just kind of throwing everything at the wall, and if it sticks, it sticks. But
well, I mean, the movie was pretty much filmed, right? Even before this whole
100%.
So at this point, they need to make back their money. Will they? I don't think so, man. It opened up to $30.5 million. So just gives you an idea of where it's headed. I don't think they're gonna see any money coming back. If I'm not mistaken, Black Adam also broke even in theaters, right? Or barely.
I think just barely touching the profit.
Yeah. So there you go.
I wouldn't really. I wouldn't go see this again. And honestly, I was thinking about it on the car ride home, and I thought, I was saying to my wife, I go, I probably wouldn't see the first one again either. And then she goes, how many times did you watch it? And I go, I think just once, and that's it, right? But like, I'm good with it. Like, I don't know. There's nothing about the character. Unfortunately, it didn't hit, and this is probably the last time we see the character.
Yeah.
Sadly, like, because it can't be a standalone. He's got to be with other people, I think. Like, he can't just be standalone. Some characters can hold it, some can't. Maybe in other circumstances it could work, but yeah, this one shit the bed, man.
Big time.
So a lot of comments about the movie, so we do apologize if some of the spoilers, but yeah, unicorns, Lucy Liu, the dragon, the just everywhere. The story was literally everywhere. Like, yeah. And I think this takes place over what, like a 2-day span, the movie? Yeah. So it's just a little crazy. There is a heartfelt moment, right, where you think it's gonna go, him and Freddy, but yeah, even the wizard, man. Okay, hold on. Before we sign off, the pimp wizard at the end.
Yeah, that was weird.
The pimp wizard. They even said that. Like, man, you look like a pimp. And he's like, now that I'm out, I'm gonna discover your realm. It's like, seriously?
Yeah,
you can go to any realm and you're gonna go to, like, what, Florida? Like, come on.
Of all things he could have been.
So
in this realm, he chose to be a pimp. My man.
Yeah. So Shazam 3, you'll see him showing up in, like, some Cadillac or something. But yeah, I don't know. I
There's no Shazam.
It was a fun movie, but like not something that I would, go nuts for. And again, it's a different Marvel movies to DC movies. This is a perfect example of how it's just they're built differently. Like even a shitty movie, but like the hype, the aftermath. Like we couldn't do an Ant-Man spoiler about the movie like the first Tuesday after the week because people are like, "Oh my god, I haven't seen it yet." And people are killing. Here, nobody cared. Everyone stayed. Nobody cared. Nobody was like, "No, don't." You know what I mean? So,
I'm interested to see now. You see some of the comments here popping up. So clearly, some people here have watched it, but again, I had an empty theater. You had maybe 2 people there, like. And I was checking. I don't know if you guys saw. For those of you who do follow me on Instagram, I was checking leading up to the Thursday release. So I checked the Thursday and the Friday. I was checking because we can get seats, right? You reserve your seats now with Cineplex and stuff like that. And
we didn't have to. We just showed up. We were taking a gamble.
Dude, same. The 7 o'clock showing and the 9:30 showing. Both of those being the prime times for the Thursday and the Friday night. Literally the whole week I was checking, no tickets were selling. As we got closer to the date, there was 4 tickets sold for the Friday at 9:30. The 7:30 had about 3 tickets sold, and this was literally on the Wednesday. The Thursday night had like 4 tickets sold as well. So
yeah, my wife was like, I think my wife was praying that like it was sold out or we didn't have good seats because she's like, well, if there's no good seats, we'll just go watch Scream 6. And I'm like, here's my first thought. You know what I said to her? This is what I said to her because I'm like, I don't know if it's OCD or whatever, but like I can't go and watch a movie. Like if I was never into any of this, like I could never go see Shazam 2 without seeing Shazam 1. Like I have to chronologically go, right? So like I could never go see Saw 6 because I haven't seen Saw 4 or 5. I kind of gave up after 3. So it would just be weird for me. I'd be like, who's that? Why are they dead? Why are they in New York? Why is he still alive? I thought he was dead. Is this real popcorn? Are these wreaths in the pot? Like just shit like that. So I'd have to stay away. But guys, that's show 121. Thank you so much. BC, thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Yeah. What?
No, I was just gonna get to it. I have a few things.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead, man. Let the people know where they can find you, what you do, what you sell.
Yes, sir.
If there's a deal, whatever the case may be.
I might surprise Newbie with the last announcement, but first things off, Comic Kingpins, if you haven't yet, go subscribe. We hit 500 subscribers, so that means we have our giveaway show taking place April 17th. So mark it on your calendars. You're still in good time. Go subscribe. If you subscribe, you get to partake in the giveaway show. We got a ton of shit that we're giving away, so keep an eye out for that. Again, Comic Kingpins and Newbie, myself, a little over a month, we'll say a month and a half ago, we spoke about a possible podcast. So yes, we are circling and aiming for a date, and I will put pressure by announcing it here, but we're leaning towards mid to end of April, so keep an eye out for that. Boom.
That was it. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else. I thought I was like looking at our conversations. I'm like, did I miss something?
I want to say so much shit about the podcast, but I will keep it.
Yeah,
sealed.
We'll keep it in. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. And congratulations on 500. I know you guys were pushing for a while. I'm still waiting on my blue wrench. So
you didn't comment last night.
Go fuck yourselves. But anyway, yeah, man, you guys can find BC Instagram, Not on Whatnot, YouTube with the Comic Kingpins, possibly OnlyFans, I'm not sure. Yeah. BC is actually going to be in Toronto next Monday, so we're going to be hanging out in TO. So if you're around, you want to grab a drink, whatever, we're going to be around, hit me up. He's only there for the day and a half for work, but yeah, we're going to be hanging out. So you can find me Tuesdays here in the Newbieverse, maybe possibly making a return to Whatnot. I don't know. We'll see. I just got a few things to sell, but we'll see. Other than that, make sure to go check out everybody in the chat. Go support each other. Go sub everybody up. And that's pretty much it, man. Any last words?
I think Tim's right. I don't even think I have a blue wrench on that channel. But anyways.
You have no blue wrenches. That's a lie, man. That's a lie.
I don't think I have one.
That's a lie. All right, guys. That's the show. 121. We'll see you next week. 122.